The objective is to factor by grouping. Here's the first example. 5xy plus 3by minus 30ax minus 18ab. If you're going to factor by grouping, what you want to do is to group these together in pairs of two. And you want to group two things together that have something that you can factor out of both of them. For example, these two both have a y that you could take out. Or if you grouped this one with this one, you can take a 5 out of both and an x. Or you could try to group this and this, but all you could take out is 1. They don't have anything else in common. So I'm going to try this and this and see what happens. So I'm going to put 5xy minus 30ax together. That leaves me with this and this. So plus the quantity 3by minus 18ab. Now I'm going to factor out. I'll take out a 5 and an x from the first set and be left with y minus 6a. Over on the second quantity, looks like I can take out a 3 and a b and be left with y minus 6a. If, after you have factored both quantities the best you can, you come up with the same quantity in both places, that means it worked. And if that's the case, then you can go to your answer, which means you write one of these quantities here, y minus 6a, only use it once, and then you create the second quantity by using this and this, including the sign, 5x plus 3b. If you write these in reverse order, 5x plus 3b and y minus 6a, it is still the same answer. (9ab minus 81ax minus b plus 9x). Well, you could certainly take out a 9a from these two. These two don't have anything in common. It doesn't mean that it's not going to work out. But we'll try it anyway. Let's group these two together and come up with 9ab minus 81ax. Now notice what you have left. If the sign of the first term you're going to use is negative, then you can put this down here and then change the sign of both of them inside the quantity. When you multiply this out, you would come up with a negative b, which is what we had there, and then you would come back with a plus 9x. So it does work out. It's the same thing. Only do this when your first term has a negative sign. Let's see what we can find to factor out. I can take out a 9a from both of those first terms. So 9a times the quantity of b minus 9x. And over here, that's what we have, b minus 9x. What number is here? 1. So we have a b minus 9x and then 9a minus 1. 6ab plus 9ax minus 20b minus 30x. Let's try an odd grouping if we can, not just the first two that come to us. Maybe we could try this, because I could take a 6 out of both of them, but nothing else. So let's try to group these two together. 6ab minus 30x, and that would leave us with 9ax minus 20b. Okay, well, if I take out a 6 from this first one, I'm left with AB minus 5x. And over here, I don't have anything that I can take out of both. So did this work out? No. So we would have to start over. And we'll go back up to here and try to regroup. Let's try this. Let's try these two. 6AB and minus 20b. That leaves us with 9ax minus 30x. Well, I can take out a 2 and a b from the first set, and that would leave me with 3a minus 10, it looks like. And on the other set, I can take out a 3 and an x and be left with 3a minus 10. Does this one work? 3a minus 10, 3a minus 10. So we're going to have 3a minus 10 and then 2b plus 3x. 63ax squared minus 36x cubed plus 56a minus 32x. What two in here do you think we should group together first? The ones with the exponents. Okay, so let's try those. 63a x squared minus 36x to the third, and that would leave us with 56a minus 32x. What's the highest number that comes out of 63 and 36? Is it 9? What's the highest number that comes out of 63 and 36? No. It is 9. So then we have an a, but it doesn't show up in both. What's the highest power of x that we can take out of x squared and x to the third? Well, if I took out an x, I would be left with x minus x squared. Then I'd still have x's in both of them. X squared. This will leave me with 7a minus 4x. 56 and 32. What is the highest number that comes out of 56 and 32? 8, yes. And nothing else will come out, so that leaves me with 7a minus 4x. So we have the same quantity in both places. That gives us 7a minus 4x and then 9x squared plus 8. What I'm going to do for this one is to group these two together to start with. That would be 2xy minus 4by. Over here, if I group these two together, my first term has a minus sign in front of it, so I will do this. Put the minus sign outside the quantity and change the sign of each of these. Okay, next up, I can get out a 2 and a y from the first set, and that would leave me with x minus 2b. Over here, I can take out an a and nothing else. That leaves me with x minus 2b. So I have x minus 2b and then 2y minus a. This one is pretty obvious. You have 4xy minus 4x and then minus 9y plus 9. So I would say we're going to group 4xy minus 4x. These two go next. You have a minus sign here, so put it there and change the sign of each of those terms. You can take out a 4x from the first one and be left with y minus 1. And on the next one you can take out a 9 and be left with y minus 1. So y minus 1 times 4x minus 9. I am going to try to factor this by doing 6xy and 8by together. And then I'll have the other two, which will be minus the quantity of 21ax plus 28ab. I can take out a 2y from the first set and be left with 3x plus 4b. And in the second set, I can take out a 7a and be left with 3x plus 4b. The answer should be 3x plus 4b, and then times the quantity 2y minus 7a.